watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi, I'm
The
Danny
Knockem Dead
Buck.
Comedy Radio Show, also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. The Knockem Dead
How do you
Comedy
say
Radio.
there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sally on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. They're going to keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sally on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. They're going to keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you...
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus, and...
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warms up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
3-2 to Mookie.
of friends. The party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show.
All right, it's official. We're staying on YouTube. I talked about it with Andy, and I got his blessing.
For the
So
last 2 seconds.
yeah, we just discussed
You know
it.
what? Yes.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, the YouTube channel. I think we're on Facebook too. I think. You know what? Let me check.
All right, Carol Miner's on my what
On
do you
your-
call it? The I forget what they call that.
the picture
That when I post this on my
the thing.
Carol Miner. I can't. I've never been able to do that. I remember when my brother was like taking Spanish. It was before I was even in junior high and taking French. But he'd go, "Can you say ruffles have ridges?"
Ruffles have ridges. Yeah, we used to do that one too. All right, so I don't see us on Facebook, but we are on YouTube. All right, cool. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show.
Started?
We're hanging out. We're back on YouTube, and I think we're going to stay here. We tried. Always trying to get something going. So thanks for joining us. You see the link. You see the graphic above our heads. Please copy the link and share the link all over your socials. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here at Governor's Comedy Club Podcast. We
Share it
appreciate the
good.
support. Share it good,
Share
baby.
it real good.
We appreciate all the support. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if the Twitch thing worked or not. So I don't know. I'm coming back here. This is.
Then we're back.
It's been suggested by many that we bring it back here. So.
Vicky, you made it.
So. Oh, did she?
Yep.
Oh, there she is. Hi guys. Happy Friday. Same to you, Vicky.
Yeah.
Vicky will be here on Monday.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know what I'm up for. But yeah, Vicky will be here Monday. I think Carrie McQuaid's coming in Tuesday. Carrie McQuaid is a great singer, a lot of fun. You're going to like her. Oh, and we're waiting. We're going to hang out with Chris Monty. Well, he's already there. All right, hang on, Chris. All right, hang on. Let's see. Do that.
Yeah, do it.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can.
What's going on?
How are you, pal?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing all right. I'm just bear with me a second. I'm just setting everything up so we can see you and everybody else can see you.
You don't want to see me in my
There he is.
all my kids' stuff all around.
Well, I got a couple of things. Speaking of the kids, right away the segues. I love the segues. So, all right. First things first.
That's why he gets paid the big bucks.
That's right.
That's why I make the big bucks.
Last time you were here. Speaking of the kids, last time you were here, you had to cut it short because your kids were crying.
Yes, one's in pre-K right now, and the other one's sleeping for the moment. But she'll probably wake up when I'm probably too loud.
Well, that's the thing. I hope you didn't set ground rules. You make any freaking noise, you'll be. No, nothing.
Well, she's only 8 months, so I can't do that yet.
Why don't we just do the whole thing like this? We'll all whisper.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Chris Monty, he's here. You can see him at McGuire's this weekend.
He can't do it. He can't fucking do
I'm
it.
gonna be laughing the whole
Oh
time.
my god.
See him at McGuire's tonight and tomorrow. It's gonna be fantastic.
Tonight, tomorrow, and I'll actually be there on Sunday for a fundraiser. So
Oh, nice.
Nice.
tonight and tomorrow is the nights to see me do time.
It's the trifecta.
Yes.
So tomorrow, but it's a full weekend of Monty. I like that.
It's a Monty hat trick.
It's the full Monty.
It's a full Monty weekend. It's a full Monty weekend.
Nice. How do you like that? Very
good.
nice. And also, all right. Speaking of kids, and I'll not be stupid for once. How was Olivia Rose's birthday?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. We had a nice day. It was like 70 something degrees. Wasn't humid.
Nice.
We had a nice backyard party with some family and friends, and it was also Belmont Stakes Day, so nobody could park in my neighborhood.
No wildfires that day either. No Canadian.
You know
wildfire?
what? No wildfires but a few days before that.
That was when it was.
It was that week, so we were kind of like, as Thursday came, we're like, man, if this doesn't clear up by Saturday,
Yeah.
Saturday was the party. So, but it cleared up by Friday, and thank God it hasn't come back.
Was there a wildfire in the Monty house after you lost money at Belmont?
No, there wasn't. I didn't lose that much. So
Really?
Yeah.
Are you finding it harder to bet and play with Hershey now that you're married and with kids?
yeah, I mean, I used to live at Belmont. I was there like at least twice a week. I was there every Sunday, and at least maybe on a Thursday or something. But now I have not been to Belmont since last season, and I've only went once last year. I go to Saratoga every year. So last year I went to Saratoga for a few days, but I mean, I was a regular at Belmont. I used to have a season pass. Now I can't go. Once my wife finishes up with school on Tuesday, then I'll be able to maybe sneak away a couple days in the month and go.
Because it is all her fault, right?
It's all her fault. She works, and I'm home with the kids. I'm a housewife.
I was just up in Saratoga 2 days ago.
Oh yeah,
That's my whole story. But yeah, it was nice. It was actually a beautiful day up there. Yeah.
it's a beautiful town, Saratoga.
Yeah, it really is. Really is. What was it? I was about to say something about you mentioned his wife.
I might bring my little one in here and put her on camera because I hear her food.
Oh, do you hear her?
Yeah.
I told you we should have
I
whispered.
got daddy ear now. It's like the minute
Nice.
when you don't hear anything, you're like, all right, Olivia's up to no good. You know?
Yeah, the lack of sound when you're a father is definitely that's much
Yes.
more alarming. You're
At-
like,
at the-
wait a
Definitely.
second.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, but she's doing something. Like Olivia I'll be in the den. Usually we spend most of our day in the den. That's where it's like Olivia's room. All of her toys, the kids are there, the pack and play is there. And then I'll be sitting in there with the baby, and Olivia will wander into the living room where I am now, and I just won't hear her for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, Olivia? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, what are you doing? Nothing. That's when I know she's up to something.
Yeah, and as they get a little older, you welcome the silence. Like, oh, thank God.
Yes.
Yeah. So is she all right? Is she crying
Let
or
me
is she
step
good?
away for 2 seconds. Talk
Yep.
amongst
Rock and roll.
yourselves for a
All right.
Yeah, with my girls are silent. Like I'm really,
Yeah, but they're at an
really
age
very
now.
fucking lucky. Well, the whole time. Like
Oh,
it was
yeah?
just annoying because they were just there when they were little, and it's like they're gonna
Yeah,
die.
she's good.
She's good,
Nice.
yeah. Did you have to
She's
peek
good.
in the
I have
room,
on- I-
or do you
know,
have a
I on-
monitor?
I have on. I didn't bring the monitor. She's just in the next room over. She's in the pack and play. She usually naps around between 10:30 and 12:30. But I have on the music choice channel because she likes the background noise.
Yep.
One thing about this child that I did smart is I made her adverse to noise. She sleeps in noise. She could be. We were at a carnival last night. She slept through it.
Wow.
Because so that's good. So I always leave the TV on so that we could talk and she won't wake up.
Right.
But I have on the jazz channel, so somebody was scatting, and I thought that was my baby coon.
So you heard you thought that was your daughter?
Hidey,
And that's
hidey,
how
hidey, hidey.
She babbles like that. She
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. So she's gonna be a jazz, jazz musician.
Modern jukebox and all that.
Right. Oh, so I remember I was going to ask you, talking about Belmont. Do you know Nick Karras over there?
Nick Karras, what does he do over there? I don't know.
I don't know.
I know Nick Santagata. He used to be a jockey, and now he's a valet. And by valet, I don't mean he parks cars. He valets the horses.
Oh, I thought you meant he walked wrestlers down to their matches.
Yeah, no, something like that, but with the horses.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
So all right. So let me ask you. All right, so you don't know Nick Karras. Never mind.
I know.
So performing at the brokerage this weekend. Do you?
McGuire's.
What did I say?
Brokerage.
Oh, I said the brokerage. Sorry. Yeah, performing at McGuire's. Do you, because you play, the Governor's clubs regularly? Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so you must have regulars, audience members who are regulars that come to see you. Yeah.
I do. I'm very lucky. I do draw pretty well at McGuire's and at Governor's or Belmore Club brokerage. So I already know there's some groups coming out to see me. They've already sent their Facebook Messenger messages.
Sweet.
Hey, you know, we
Nice.
got a table of this, we got a table of that. We can't wait to see you this weekend. So I'm looking forward to seeing people I haven't seen. Some people I just see at the shows. Some family or friends of family come out. So it's pretty good, man. It's exciting, and I like McGuire's. It's
yeah.
got that old school club feel, you know.
Yes, it does. Nice, intimate place. But do you ever feel pressured to, to update? I mean, I know you update your material, but do you feel when it's a regular crowd, like, do you feel like,
Always, yeah.
yeah.
As a matter of fact, there was people that saw me, and I generally have 30 new minutes at least, if not more, every year. But it was people
which
that
is not
saw me.
easy to do.
It's not, but it's with the kids now and life changing, it's easy to write. Like I just was actually on the phone with my longtime pal Joe Starr about an hour ago, and
nice.
I have a new bit that I'm working out, and I had asked him, maybe you can help me punch up some of this bit. So he called me to give me a couple of really funny lines, which I'm going to be premiering this weekend at McGuire's.
Nice.
Cool.
But it's so funny because last night we were at there's a feast in one town over, and my wife grew up going to that feast, so we went to the feast last night, and we ran into my wife's aunt, and she says, "Oh, I can't come to your show this weekend, but a bunch of friends of ours that we brought in 2021 when we just came back from the pandemic, I performed at McGuire's, and my wife's aunt brought like a table of 4 or 5 people, 6 people, and she says, we can't go, but all of them people that came to see you are going to see you this weekend. They're coming Saturday night." I said, "Oh, that's fantastic." And they said they want to know if you have new material. And I was like, "Are you kidding me? They saw me in 2021. First of all, they won't remember one joke I said, probably."
Right.
Said, second of all, yes, in 2 years I've written some shit.
That means they haven't seen the specials either, sons of bitches.
Right. But you know what, though? There are a lot of guys that are stuck in their act, and they just do the same act every time
sure.
you see them. And I understand, people get like, all right, I like them, but I've seen it,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
when you're Rodney Dangerfield level, he didn't change his act in his last 20 years, but, when you're that level, you can afford to do that.
In his middle years, he was always adding new stuff to the act. But
Right.
yeah, in the end, he was just doing the same act because that's,
And that's what the people had wanted. They wanted to see that. Like, it wasn't, he was still selling out. you
Yeah,
know, it's not
right.
Like when Andrew Dice Clay would come out and do a whole new hour at the end, people wanted to do the poems, and he's like, I don't, he does them as a tribute at the end of his act now because he's like, listen, I have new shit,
Yeah, sure. But and do you, and because you play Governors regularly, and your stature is a little higher than a lot of the comedians that are in this area.
He is a tall man.
Yes, absolutely right.
Yes,
Do you-
I'm 6'1".
I thought he was taller.
My
too.
stature's not as tall as Chris Roach's.
Yeah.
But do you have any say as far as who's doing the show with you, or you don't even get
I'm bringing a
involved?
funny friend of mine with me this weekend at McGuire's. Mr. Paul Spratt is traveling in from the great state of New Jersey to. He's going to MC tonight, and he's going to middle tomorrow night, and along with John Putera, who's going to be on. He's going to middle tonight, John, and then he'll MC tomorrow night's show.
It's exactly why I was asking. That's exactly why I was asking. Why, if I'm Chris Monty and I have a say, like, what in the world would make you say, yeah, agree to Butera? That's what I want to know.
Oh no, I didn't. No, I like John.
I'm totally teasing.
It's your birthday present to him.
Yes,
But I didn't know John was on the show until he posted about being on the show. I had asked for Paul to be on the show, and then I figured, whatever. So when I actually looked at the schedule and I saw, Paul, John, me, I was like, oh, I thought, I asked for Paul to be the feature because I work with Paul, on the road. We work at the Mohegan Sun together. We work at the Borgata together. He's very, very funny, well-written act. So those of you coming out tonight and tomorrow night to see me, you're going to see a new face that you haven't seen around these parts, who's
Which
very,
is
very
great.
well-written, funny young man.
that's great. We love. That's a big thing
yeah.
with Andy and I. We talk about it all the time.
And
We
I
love
like
seeing
funny.
new faces.
I like funny in front of me. A lot of guys get worried about a guy being funny before.
Yes.
Listen, Joey Cola taught me this, and I've repeated this over the years, and it's so true. Joey Cola taught me, you don't want the guys before you to suck. You want the people to be enjoying the show. You want the crowd to enjoy the whole show. Because
That's
if
right.
the guys before you aren't as good, then the audience is not having a good time, and then you
Right.
got to dig out of a hole when you get up there. So I
That's
want the
right.
crowd to be ready to go, and this weekend's going to be great. With John and Paul, it's going to be fun, and we're going to have good shows.
They're not gonna go ahead. What?
Well, no, just John and Paul. It's like the
The
disciples.
Beatles are getting back together.
Well, it's more like my brain goes immediately to like the disciples. You know,
Oh, the disciples.
yeah. John, Paul.
I'm the
It's like
Christ child.
And speaking of disciples, you met Tony Danza.
Yeah, so the other night I did a show in New York City with a friend of mine, Stephen Maglio, who performs every Saturday night at the Carnegie Club. He has a 12-piece orchestra. He does the sounds of Sinatra.
Cool.
He's not an impersonator. He just sings, there's a lot of Sinatra repertoire and Bobby Darin and Dean Martin kind of stuff. And it's
That's
really
cool.
That's
cool.
right up your alley, right?
Yeah, right up my alley. And what's good about the Carnegie Club is you could smoke in the Carnegie Club, which I don't smoke cigarettes, but I enjoy a cigar every now and then. So if you're in the Carnegie Club, you could sit there and it feels like 1950 because you're drinking a martini, smoking a cigarette, watching the show. But a lot
Jim
of Steve's
Crow.
fans said, "Hey, we love to come see your show, but we can't sit there with all the smoke. Everybody smokes; it's too much." So he's starting a monthly show now at the Cutting Room in New York City. And
Love the
last
Cutting
Wednesday-
Room.
Yeah, I love the Cutting Room. Great
Yep.
old school room.
Yep.
And he opened up his first show there, and he asked me if I would come and do 25 minutes in front of him to open up the show as a
Oh.
little comedy.
Sweet.
That's
we had-
awesome.
We had a sold out crowd. It was wonderful. There was some celebrities in the audience. Like I said, Tony Danza not only came to the show, he sat next to my wife during the show.
Wow.
And
Did you
couldn't
punch him?
be
Like, get away from my wife, punk.
I leaned in. I said, "Tony, I'm the boss." So, no, Tony Danza. Let me tell you something. Not a nicer man in show business. One of the
Really?
nicest
He
guys
seems
that
like
was.
it.
Down to earth.
Yeah.
He's exactly what you see on Who's the Boss and Taxi. He's that guy.
Right.
He is just a down to earth. He's a Long Islander. Come on.
Yeah,
So,
right.
Tony was there and he was sweet. And then Tony Darrow from Goodfellas, a casino. He was in the audience. I spoke with him briefly afterwards. Another actor named Artie Pasquale was there, and I can't remember the actor's name, but my wife was in heaven. The actor that played Mr. Big on Sex and the City.
Oh, Chris.
Chris
Noth.
Noth. I think,
Yeah,
doesn't.
Chris Noth was there. Another guy, nicest kid.
I've heard
Nicest-
he's like really cool.
I think he's one of the owners of the Cutting Room, isn't he?
He might be one of the owners or one of the partners, but he was
Yeah, I
there.
believe he
And
is.
my wife, went ape shit. Oh, I got to take a picture with Mr. Big. I'm
Mr.
like,
Big.
You married Mr. Big, honey.
You got a
No,
ton
he
of
was
pictures with me
very
already.
nice. He took a picture with my wife, and yeah, it was just a great night. It was a sold out crowd. Those crowds can be tough for a comedian because they're really coming there for the music. So they were really good for me. And then Steve just is. If anybody watching this show is ever in New York City, on a Saturday night, get tickets. There's 2 shows every Saturday night at the Carnegie Club, or then he's got once a month at the Cutting Room. Stephen Maglio and his big band orchestra. They're just phenomenal, old school. Get dressed up with the wife.
Well,
have dinner and a cocktail and listen to the sounds of Sinatra.
That's
It's great.
I imagine your style and your vibe. Like, yes, people are there for that show, but this sounds like this is perfect for you.
Right, which Steven knows, so that's why Steve said, "Listen, if I'm
Right.
going to have a comedian open a show, it's got to be Monty." So he called me
Nice.
and we put it together, and the Daily News did a Santa cutout on him the other day, and then New York One. Anybody in Nassau County that has Optimum Cable can watch New York One on Channel 64. That's more of a 5-borough news channel. It's the city's version of News 12, like
Right,
we have
yeah.
on Long Island. But being a Queens guy so long, I still watch. I do watch News 12 every morning, but I also turn at 9 o'clock. I put on New York One because it's just they talk about more stuff closer to where I live
Right.
on New York One because they talk about I'm right near Queens. Long Island, like Peter Bales does the bit, 2 swans humping on Lake Ronkonkoma. Like they News 12 is wonderful, but half the places they talk about are so far out east. I never go out there.
Yeah. So doing this, Cutting Room gig, so Sinatra type music, people are smoking indoors. And again, you live for that stuff. So do you change your act, or you're like, hey, cats, let me tell you about this broad?
I don't have I don't have to change back. That's how I talk anyway.
And do you score points with the wife? You're like, hey, Tony Danza came to see me.
My wife
Mr.
was in
Big.
heaven. It was a great date night for my wife.
Nice.
I bet.
They gave us food and drinks on the house because I was part of the show. And,
Sweet.
And
Nice.
she got to sit there with Tony Danza, and and Meet Mr. Big, and she's not into like the mob movies like I am, so she was like kept asking me. She has a picture with Tony Darrow, and she's like, "What's his name again?" She's showing her friends. I'm like, "It's Tony Darrow. I mean, the Goodfellas. He owned a restaurant."
Right. Yeah. A lot of us guys who love the mob movies, we know who that is.
It's not even that hard of a name to remember.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Tony Darrow. Like, feels good to say, the Long Island accent.
Yeah, right.
Tony Darrow.
Tony Darrow over here.
And my wife said Darrow because she's a Queens girl.
Favorite mob movie?
What's that?
Favorite mob movie?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many, man.
Oh, all right.
So many good ones.
I mean, The Godfather, you know.
Well, yeah.
The Godfather's got to be number one. Godfather 1 and 2 have to be 1 and 1A.
Right.
1A.
And then I would say I love Goodfellas. I gotta watch. It's on all the time. If I come across it, I gotta stop and watch it. I like Casino, but I don't love Casino.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, I like Bronx Tale. I actually like a movie that's not a mob movie, but sort of a guy that's kind of want to be connected with the mob. Have you ever seen the movie 29th Street with Danny Aiello?
Yeah, that was is that about the lottery
The first
ticket?
lottery.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
That's a
And
great.
it's sort of mob. It's mob connection movie. It's a great movie.
That's an underrated. That is a super underrated movie. That's something that needs to get a lot more
Put it in
love.
the genre of mob movie because it is sort of because the mob is in the movie.
Yeah.
It's probably in my top 5 mob movies. 29th Street.
I feel
funny. It's a funny movie.
Oh, funny, yeah.
It's
I'll have
just
to check
very
this
good.
out.
Like the way everything that they do in that movie. Actually, it's funny because I always forget about that. I haven't heard.
Anthony LaPaglia, Danny Aiello, who I was good friends with, God rest his soul. Frank Pesh, the actual real Frank Pesh, who won the lottery for the first time. It's his story,
Right.
But he plays the older brother, and Anthony LaPaglia plays him in the movie.
Oh, wow.
Laney Kazan is in it. It's a great cast. It's a really funny movie. Danny Aiello's son plays Jimmy Vitello, the best friend. So it's a great cast. So it's hard to find, but you could probably pick it up on Amazon Prime. I actually watched it on YouTube. It's streaming on YouTube.
Oh,
Oh, okay. That works. All right, now, switching gears, but sticking with favorites. Favorite Met? I don't think I've ever asked you this. Yeah, I don't think I've ever asked you who your favorite Met of all time is.
Of all time?
Yeah.
It's also, I know you're saying yeah, but it's hard because if I go legendary, you know, I got to say Tom Seaver. But if I go from when I was really, really a Mets fan, when I was 12, 13, 14 years old, it's a toss-up between, you know, I always loved Mookie Wilson.
Nice.
I always loved Mookie Wilson, had his jersey, but I like Mookie 1, and then I would say probably Hernandez, you know, Doc. Those guys are like my guys from and Strawberry. You know, those are my guys from childhood. I was 14 when they won the World Series. You know, so I remember it was 1986. I didn't miss whether I watched a game, was at a game, or listened on the radio. I don't think I missed a game because I was 14.
Yeah,
I was either playing with myself or watching baseball. That was it. You know.
Hang on, I got to get that vision out of my head there.
And more than 162 times that summer, for sure. That probably double. 340 something.
I've been saying that for years. I'm 2 years older than you. I was 16 when they won. Man, that was the perfect age to just, you know, when those guys were around. It was so much fun.
You know, like now I watched 2015. I had a girl. I wasn't married yet, but I was dating my wife, and you try to watch the games. And I have a career. I'm on the road. The World Series. Now the World Series games are on the weekend a lot, and they're at night when I'm performing. You know, back in those days, you watch the Astros when they played the Astros in the championship series. Game 6 started at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Right.
You know?
I think it went like 2 days. I think that game.
Yeah, it was one of the greatest games I've ever seen.
Oh, absolutely. What was that? 16 innings, I think that was?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And I think Doc Gooden pitched like the first 10 innings in that game. You won't see that anymore.
Right. Yeah. Even Orozco, I think, went 5. Or what? No, was it McDowell, I think, went 5.
Pitched at least 2 innings. At least 2, maybe 3.
But I think McDowell, too, did 5, I think, which, again, you'll never see that either in a reliever.
See that anymore.
It's crazy.
No.
I just started watching the Nolan Ryan thing on Netflix, the documentary on him. I'm about a little shy of halfway through. It's interesting because same thing. He pitched 11 innings for his first or second perfect game. He pitched 11 innings. You'll never see that again. That's crazy.
No, you can't. You're probably not going to see too many more perfect games or no hitters because
combined you'll see.
Yeah.
What?
combined. You'll see that.
Yeah, like the Mets had a combined one last year, and everyone's like, that doesn't count. I go, it actually does count. They didn't get a hit off the team, but it's not as special as when one guy does.
Well,
That's
an
right.
individual pitcher doesn't get all of the credit. You know what I'm saying? Like now it is more of like, if anything, it's like the general manager or the manager is going to get more of the credit, I think, than the pitchers
Yes,
are going to.
true,
I mean, they're still
true.
going to get like, hey, hit, but the manager for picking who and what situations and whatnot.
Right.
The what do you think? Oh, first off, yeah, I don't. Supposedly, Mookie Wilson will be on this show sometime in July. I don't know if I thought I'd tell you that.
Just let me know. I'll be tuning in.
Oh, he didn't say he wanted to come in. But.
I'll sit in if I'm home. I'm on the road a lot in July, so if I'm home, I'll sit in.
You're a busy man, which is great. All right, so we'll let you go in a second. I just have one more thing to ask you. You got any good stories about Sal Martella that I can pick on him about?
You're talking about the father, Sal Martella. I went to school with his 2 children.
I'm talking about his son, Sal. I mean, yeah, I know the dad, but I didn't think you went to school with the father.
No. I see the father a lot. He comes to Villa Roma. Him and his wife go to Villa Roma. So when they're up at Villa Roma, if I'm there, I always hang out with them for a drink after the show. No, I mean, Sal's a good guy. I can't make fun of Sal. I think Sal is 1 year older than me.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you went to school with his brother?
Well, his brother was a year younger than me.
Oh, okay. So you're sandwiched. It's a Martella sandwich.
I knew both of them in school. I knew both of them in school. They come from a very good family, good kids. I know Anthony. I used to go to his deli all the time, Martella's Deli. I can't make fun of Sal. I haven't seen him in so long. I wouldn't know what to make fun of him about. He's a good guy. He was always a good guy.
Oh, they're great guys. I just want to pick on him. He brings you up every time I go. Sal Martella is a prosthetist, not a prostitute, a prosthetist. And he went to
kinky.
He went to school with Chris. So every time I go there to get tuned up, they ask me how Chris is doing.
Well, tell Sal to buy a ticket and come see a show.
He can find out for himself how you're doing.
I love you, Sal. I want you to buy a ticket and come out to the show. You cheap bastard. No, I'm just kidding. He's a good dude.
That's fantastic. And I think we have one of our viewers here, Vicky. She's going to be in town, I think. Vicky, when are you coming in? Sunday, I believe? And she asked me about seeing a show Sunday. So I think we'll send her out to McGuire's. I mean, I know you're not doing a full set, but
yeah, we got it. Well, it's a great show because we're raising money for like Little League sports on Sunday, and we're gonna. I think it's a 7:00 show out at McGuire's on Sunday, and I am gonna. It's bookended by 2 headliners. I am gonna close the show, and it's gonna be emceed by the legend Chris Roach.
Nice. Oh wow, that's fantastic! Wow, that's a super show.
And there'll be a bunch of strong acts in between, so it's going to be a great show to see.
All right, so there you go. So Vicky, I'm sending you out to McGuire's, courtesy of Gov's Comedy Club podcast Sunday night. Have a great time at McGuire's this weekend. Always a pleasure to see you, and glad she didn't interrupt this time because I would have yelled at her.
Yeah, I may see you later. Because I'm on.
You might go tonight.
I'm on Butera's birthday show.
Butera's doing a late show tonight, right?
Yeah. So I'll probably see you this evening. So.
All right, I'll see you. Looking forward to it, man.
Likewise.
Cool. Thank you, Chris Monty. Everybody, get out there.
Thanks for having me. You're the best. Thank you.
You're the man, Chris. Always and good. Big supporter of the show here. So I always appreciate that, pal.
You got it, buddy. Have a great weekend, guys.
You too, man. See you later.
Bye.
Peace. All right, there we go. All right, give me a second to fix all this stuff.
Just a naturally charming man.
Just a great, I mean, such a fantastic comedian.
Yes.
I've had the pleasure of hanging out with him. He's just a great guy, man, and really always supportive.
Worth the ticket. Like honestly,
totally
truly, honestly, like it's hard sometimes, but I haven't seen.
Does that have anything to do with Chris Monty? You said it's hard sometimes.
Yeah. We are talking about my penis, I guess. Now, sorry, Chris, if you're still watching. But it's a very hard transition. It's like my transmission.
Yes.
I drive like my I drive. My sex life is much like my driving life. I've blown a few trannies. I see. I tried it. Listen, nobody's laughing. You're the only one laughing. But
we don't hear the people.
The people. Oh, no.
Our viewers, we
There's
don't hear
9.
them.
I see 9. What do you see?
I did see 10 at one point, which I'm excited about.
Oh, we lost one.
Well, maybe it was Chris Monty,
Yeah, probably.
but I'm excited about
No,
that.
but I haven't been able. Just because of the way things always work out. I've never actually gotten to see his whole set.
Oh, no kidding.
But everything I've ever seen of him is fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Like it's just
Yes.
like I said, he's somebody who, like, I think just his vibe, his aesthetic, like he just can make something funny.
I always, and I've talked about it before here, I love the type of comedian where you just feel like you're hanging out with with an everyday slob. And that's him. It's just like you're just hanging out at the bar, and this guy's just making you laugh. That's what it is.
Like I feel like there's very few people that are like at that level of personality driven. That
right.
Because his material is great. Like
so funny.
It is so well written, but then his vibe like just brings you in. Like
I've told the story a million times. I think almost every time we have him on. Years ago, I've always been a comedy fan, but I didn't follow it closely.
Right.
And this has got to be almost 20 years ago, where it was me and Don and his brother and a few other guys. We went to the brokerage, and it was Mick Thomas, Joe Pontillo. There was one or two other guys, but Monty was the headliner. And we just picked a random night to go. Right. We weren't going to see anybody in particular. But, man, talk about a great lineup. But Monty, I was just floored by Monty. We took a picture with him after, and I've just never forgotten him. He's been one of my favorites ever since. And now to be friends with him is even cooler. So
I was actually
we're at 10 now.
Mine is still in his.
Oh, look at that.
Joe Pontillo headlined a show I was on at Alibi in Farmingdale last week.
Oh yeah,
and he was great.
Oh, Joe's great. He's a weird dude, but he's great.
What's funny is like in the front of Alibi is where you perform.
Right.
So and they have like a screen now, a very nice like backdrop thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this dude walking by, and Noel Rodney Jr. was the host, and he, like, poor guy, he has a hard time, like all of us, has a hard time getting people to come out, but he had 4 people, which was great, and they were a great crowd. 2 of them were hot, just objectively gorgeous women.
Nice.
And cool, too, like, they were right there, they were laughing and the whole thing, but these 2 dudes walk by, and one of them comes back, and he's, like, holding up his phone, like, trying to get the girl's numbers from while Joe is performing. He can't see them. So we're like,
this guy didn't even come in, didn't even have a conversation with these girls.
Nothing.
He's asking for them.
Trying to get their number.
Wow.
It was fucking ridiculous. And he can't, like, he like 2 or 3 times he'd come back and try to do it. And we're like, I was in the back with the other comics, and we're just like, the fucking poor Joe's like doesn't even know what the hell is going on, but he's
right.
but he's seeing all of us like be like, instead of like looking at him, we're like,
right, yeah.
Oh, it's like,
please tell me he wasn't successful. This
no,
guy.
He wasn't.
Right.
Oh God, they were so hot.
Really?
Yeah.
This is going to be a telemarketer, which is better than what we all thought it would have been.
Yeah. Hello?
Hi.
I don't think the phone is working, George. Hello? George.
Hi.
George, I don't think... Did you plug this in? Because I don't think the phone is working.
Leave me alone.
George, don't give me lip.
Who's on the phone?
I don't know. They won't say. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello? All right, I think I'm just going to hang up. Fuck that guy. He didn't even have game.
He didn't have game.
He didn't even like
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Like, in my mind, my fantasy is that he's being trained right now. And his trainer's like, you can't fucking do that, dude.
Yeah.
You've got to, like...
make yourself known.
Like get right into the script. You have the script right in front of you.
Yeah, right.
What, you can't read?
What are you waiting for? Fremder, I find that hot, gorgeous female comedians have the best sets.
They weren't comedians, though.
Oh.
They were audience members, and fantastic audience members.
Frank Walker's favorite mob movie, Wise Guys, with Joe Piscopo. That's your favorite mob movie, Frank?
Tough Guys with
John Ritter?
No.
No. Oh, with Burt
Tough-
Lancaster.
Yes.
And Kirk Douglas.
Yes.
That was
That's
funny. That was a funny
great
movie.
fucking movie.
I find The Untouchables doesn't get mentioned as much as it should.
The Untouchables. I
Love
want
that
Ness dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burned to the ground. I want to show up there at midnight and piss on his fucking ashes. That was usually my. It's funny to like think of back when like doing impressions on like what the go-to impressions were. Did I spit on your face? It looked like you were like.
No,
Oh, all right. And but like to think of like what my take, because I hate like at that time like everybody was doing an impression like De Niro. You talking to me?
Yeah, right.
You talking to me? If people were like, hey, you do a De Niro? You know, and my Sean Connery was I pulled
What
from.
are you prepared to do?
They bring a knife, you bring a gun.
That's
they
right.
put one of yours in the hospital, you put two of theirs in the morgue.
Yep.
That was my go-to
That was
Sean
pretty good.
Connery. Well, I've done it 100 million times.
We do that in our mob murder mystery. We quote De Niro from Untouchables. You got nothing. You got nothing.
Right.
Hardly anybody gets it.
Yeah.
But I won't take it out. Carol says Chris is Mr. Mom. Yes, he is. And lucky for him, the kid did not interrupt this time. I would have
Put a leash on that kid.
really. So that was fun. Chris Monty, always a good time. Great guy.
You were talking about what documentary did you watch?
Oh, I started the Nolan
Nolan
Ryan
Ryan.
documentary.
Me and Becca started the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, okay.
And like everybody has an Arnold Schwarzenegger, and but I've always liked to try to do more of the conversational Arnold. And I did it. I went up to my daughter, Daphne. I said, "You better brush those teeth, or I'm gonna make mincemeat out of you." And I forget exactly what I said, but Charlotte actually shot her head out of her door and was like, "Why is the guy who was on the TV before?" And I was like, and Becca was Becca was so angry because she's like, I am Arnold. I've done the Arnold. And she had to begrudgingly admit that I had
Right, that it's
nailed,
good.
and especially
Yep.
I just heard it, so I was really
Right.
just mirroring that. And then there's Mike Tansey, who I always go, Mike Tansey's the Tanzanator. Come with me if you want to laugh.
Well, and he's also, he's bulked up, this guy. Is he juicing?
Maybe juicing with like a blender, but no. It's funny, like he's got. I don't know if it's his girlfriend. I don't want to put label on things, but he's now. This is like the third show that this girl that he's with. Her name is Melissa, and the only reason I know her name is Melissa is because it was like, hey, it was nice to meet you. Because we're all like social, complete pariahs, and he never introduced her. So as she was leaving, being the oldest and being the most comfortable in social situations like that, I'm like, hey, it was nice to meet you. I'm Andy, by the way. And she's like, I'm Melissa. So now
And she's like, thank God somebody said hi to me.
So she was at the laugh off. He came to watch, and he walked up, and we're all like, why are you here? I'm like, what are you here to gloat? Because he made it to the next round in the last one at McGuire's. So he's walking up with Melissa, and I go, hey, the Tanzanator. And then I'm like, Melissa, how are you, Melissa? So nice to see you again, Melissa. And he's like, dude, just leave me alone, Andy. You already got to know her. Like, I didn't introduce her because I didn't know. So
Beansy is watching.
Hey.
Congratulations, Beansy, on the return of Let's Eat Long Island, which Beansy is now a part of.
Yep. Haven't seen it yet.
Well, I will tell you, when Beansy called in here the other day, he talks it up like, oh, we're going to go to different restaurants. They're going to cook for us. And I said, well, that's a great
I
idea.
just decided I wasn't going to go anywhere. I just, you know what, I don't want to have to go.
Well, that's
anywhere.
the thing. I said to him on Mondays, well, make sure you get your mother-in-law in on this segment to cook some food, since she cooks for you all the time. Sure enough, the show's on Tuesday. What's he doing? He's got his mother-in-law cooking.
You know, they're talking about me, so I think I'm going to call in.
I was really expecting then there to be
Should I knock the phone lines out?
probably.
Yeah. So not only did he take my idea and bring his mother-in-law on, but Felix is doing trivia on his show. So basically, it's the Knockem Dead comedy show with food and uglier
the
people.
Food version.
Uglier men.
That was like that when Tim did the one of the Shut Up Stupids, and he was making fun of licensing, and like he had like 5 or 6 different people doing their own version of Shut Up Stupid.
Yes.
One of which being Juliana, Carla's daughter.
Yes.
And then one being Tim's daughters was actually my favorite of them.
Very funny stuff.
Yeah.
Which I'm hoping he's going to bring that back. Shut Up Stupid. I've been on him about it.
I'm down. Resource room in the hell.
That's right. Also, announced on this show a few weeks ago, the one and only Elio Pace announced that
he's going to be calling in and taking up all my time. All right, that's cool. That's a little bit of a throwback for any of you old heads.
Yeah, that was what 2 years ago.
That was like it had to have been.
And who else was here that day? It was you and was it Danny?
Yeah, I think
Danny Coronado. So
and he hasn't been back. No, he's been back a couple of times.
Danny just became a father back in March.
Oh my God, I didn't know he knew how to use that.
Well, the fact that he looks like he's 12.
He's a young guy.
Yeah. He's actually, I think he's around, is he around 30?
He's got to be about 30 now.
Yeah, I think he's around there somewhere. Fremder, babe, I didn't stink up the bathroom this morning. It was you. Don't blame me. What? And then he just wrote, oops.
Are you talking about the pig? Speaking of that.
The pig?
The Pig Babe.
Oh.
I was going to turn onto 347 off of Old Town Road. That's for you people in Port Jeff Station. And we're in the turning lane. And in front of me, I'm like, that's a weird-looking dog. But in the back of this person's like hatchback was a fucking pig.
Oh, really?
The girls were in the back. I'm like, we were going to Wendy's. And I'm like, is that a pig? Dad's like, yeah, that's a pig.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it was crazy. They had like the grating, like, you know, like when people have attack dogs.
Right.
And they have like that grating over from
Those
there.
dangerous attack pigs.
Yes. Well, a pig. Never trust a man with a pig farm. Your average pig can eat a pound of human flesh in less than a half an hour.
What's that from?
That's from Snatch. Or Lock, Stock. No, I think it's Snatch.
No, it is Snatch. Snatch is one of my favorite movies ever.
Never trust a man with a pig farm.
That guy scared the hell out of me.
That's a real. You want to talk about gangster?
Oh yeah, sure.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch are two great gangster movies, but it's not what we in New York think of as a gangster.
What's that Tom Cruise movie?
I don't know, but it sucks.
Yeah, most of the time. Where he's The Firm. That's a mob movie.
Grisham novel.
Yes,
Yeah.
I like that movie, but I consider that a mob movie.
Okay, I never saw it. I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan.
I can't stand Tom Cruise.
Matter of fact, I will only ever go see the new Top Gun. Only to pick it apart.
Right.
Because people, they love it a little too much, which makes me think that it's bullshit. I mean, it's already bullshit for his age and his rank and all that other stuff.
Right, agreed.
Complete bullshit.
One of the Tom Hanks movies. All right, yeah. So name Tom Hanks movies that you like. Tom Cruise movies that you like.
Tom Cruise movie. Tropic Thunder.
Didn't see it.
He that's actually funny. He actually really does a good job as being fun. It's a funny role.
Rain Man. Magnolia. No, you didn't like him in Magnolia? That's a great movie. No?
Yeah.
That might be it. And The Firm.
I try to actively not pay attention. My brother is a massive Mission Impossible fan. Which I don't judge other people for liking him, but he is kind of an asshole. My brother.
Oh.
But not for that.
Beansy says Wendy's sucks. Next time
You
steak.
suck.
Yeah. Next time steak on the streets. Why would you eat steak on the street or off the street? So, friend, were you really texting your wife, but you wrote it on here instead? Is that really what happened? So anyway, yeah. So Elio Pace, he announced on our show just like a month ago that he's releasing a concert film.
Right.
A concert that he did back 10 years ago in New York City, the Bitter End, where he performed. Him and David Clark, who was also here with him that day, they performed with Billy Joel's original band before Billy had hit it big. The first band he had that was on his first few albums, his first tour, and they recreated an album. They recreated a concert that was broadcast on the radio, which is what got Billy Joel noticed by Columbia Records, and then they signed him, and he blew up and became Billy Joel. Cool. So they recreated that concert. Elio put the audio out, the album out from that concert last year, but now the video is coming out. It's coming out in September, and there's going to be a premiere at Penn State in Pennsylvania.
Happy Valley.
Right. I believe right around that week. But, the video is coming out for streaming, or if you want to buy the DVD, it's coming out in September, so you can go to eliopace.com and order it. Now you can go right now and pre-order it. Cool. So that's why I'm wearing this shirt today. This shirt actually says Billy Joel in concert, but it's Elio's face. I actually saw this on Facebook.
This is like something you would get in Asia.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I found this on Facebook maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Actually, maybe even more than that. It was pre-pandemic, so maybe 5 years ago or so. It was one of those things, just scrolling around, all of a sudden there's an ad, and I'm looking, I was like, what the? And it's Elio's face, it's Billy Joel. I'm like, I gotta.
Oh, absolutely. That is fantastic.
Yeah. So I ordered it, and I bought it. Elio actually tracked down the sellers and sent a cease and desist letter, which worked. They have not been selling it since, but...
That makes that really valuable.
Well, yeah. But then just last month, it's popping up again, but not on Facebook. Like when you go to a Billy Joel concert and you got the people in the parking lot selling T-shirts, those guys are selling this shirt.
See, I figured it would be somebody in Africa thinks that's Billy Joel.
Just last month, somebody put it on Facebook that they found some guy selling these shirts outside of MSG. And it's been happening a few other places too, so I thought that was hilarious. Larry Russell's watching. There you go. Larry Russell, who is the bass player for Billy Joel's first band.
Oh, cool.
Larry, who's been on this show. Larry, we got to get you back on the show. Larry played with Billy Joel. He played with a few, Ace Frehley from Kiss. He's played with a few different people, and he's got this fantastic... He dated not Liza Minnelli, but Judy Garland's other daughter.
Right.
Lorna Luft, is
Lorna
that
Luft, yeah.
And he's got this great story.
Oh, this is you've told me this story before. That's so cool. Where she sang Rainbow Connection for him.
Or Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Somewhere over the I don't know. I love my Muppets. Someday we'll find it. A rainbow connection. Lovers, the dreamers, and me. La, da, da, da. Take it away.
Take it away, Judy. So Larry's got these great stories from a career in music, and so I got to get Larry on here, spend more time with him. I want to come by. He says, Larry, if you're physically, I know you've had some issues, and I hope you're well. But yeah, if we can make that work, where you actually come in here, that would be fantastic. But yeah, would love to talk more to Larry and get some of his stories down.
Look at that, Carol Miner, not only lovely, attractive, and smart, also right. Tom Cruise has one speed of acting. Horrible.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Not a fan.
Tom Cruise, I will not see movies that Tom Cruise is just because he's in them. And the same for me and Nick Cage.
Oh, see, now I really enjoy Nick Cage. He's wild.
The Rock was a great movie, but he sucks in it. Face Off is a great movie. He sucks in it.
Face Off's not a great movie. I love John Woo, but that's like the worst John Woo movie ever.
It's a fun movie. That's why I love it. And then Raising Arizona, and just because he fit the role perfectly.
My name is H.I. You can call me Hi.
John Goodman blows me away in that movie.
Yes.
On the phone. I want to come by on the phone. I
come on my phone all the time. That's where you get porn these days. I don't know if you knew that, Larry.
Fremder, DJ's not calling in today because him and his friends were accused of gang rap. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, ride this train, Fremder. I actually really liked that when I saw that yesterday.
Yes. Was that yes? Did he call yesterday?
No.
Oh, but he commented that yesterday?
Yeah, he said you used the rap the non-existent E. Let's call it.
Right.
So we can edit this and use it.
The Outsiders. All right, that's a good movie, but
That's not a Tom Cruise movie.
yeah, he's not really in it
Jesus
as
Christos.
much. Vicky, did you hear me before? I don't know if you were around when Chris Monty was on. We're giving you a free pass to go see Chris Monty this Sunday at McGuire's.
And it's at night. The
Yes,
show is at night. At night.
that's right.
PM. 7 o'clock
PM.
Sorry.
Larry Russell, miss you. Larry, miss you too, pal. Don't forget when Elio's playing. He's doing the movie. He's showing the movie at Penn State at a special film festival. But then Elio's having a private screening in New York City.
Hot.
For some friends.
For some close, intimate personal
Let me know if you'd
friends.
like to come. I can get you if you. I don't know if you're interested, but Larry.
Thanks for putting me on the spot.
Well, you don't have to say it on the air.
I know, but you did ask on the air, so
I asked on
me
the air,
not
right.
going like, oh my god, yes. Anything less than that is like,
You
wow,
never know.
Andy's kind of a dick.
No, it's in the city. It would be totally understandable if it's. So, Larry, don't forget though that private screening in New York City. I offered to pick you up. I know you know about it, so you're going. I know there was talk of a possibility of you not making it,
Why
but
do I
no,
still
you're
have
going.
these earphones on.
Well, now you have them on. 'Cause
Hello?
You're going to hear Staz.
Uh,
Say hi to Staz.
Hey, Joe Staz, how's it going, man?
I'm doing all right, buddy.
Doing all right.
Staz, what is your favorite mob movie?
Favorite mob movie?
Yeah, your favorite mob
Holy
movie.
shit, that's a good one.
I know.
Actually,
That's why we asked it.
I'm gonna go with The Godfather.
All right.
It sounds like you're giving up.
So Tuesday went well.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was.
Well, I'm supposed to be on the streets. In
Yeah.
other words, going to look for something to eat. But what happened was the food truck guy canceled me because of due to the weather. So
Dude, why? How bad was the weather there?
it was really we had a really bad storms here.
Oh, is that right?
You know, not hurricanes, but storms.
Well, that's good.
I'm sorry, Staz. I really thought that you were saying, because we were talking about mob things, I thought when you said you were going to be on the streets, that you were going to be in the streets 3, which is the streets 1 and 2. I don't know if you're familiar with, but they are complete dog shit and available on Amazon Prime.
There is a third. Did you see
There
the
is
trailer?
a third?
I saw
there's
the
a trailer. I don't think they finished it, though.
Oh, then why would they release the trailer?
Because they're fucking idiots.
Oh, all right. That's a good reason.
So I had to put my mother-in-law on. You know.
Nice.
Yeah, that was what a great idea that you had to put her
Well,
on.
you have to have credibility somehow.
So you call instead of Staz on the streets, it's Staz in his own kitchen.
Well, no, Staz in his mother-in-law's kitchen.
Yeah, you had to walk really far on the street to get that one done.
Oh yeah.
So what's the
But
plan for?
the next one? I'll be on the streets.
All right, yeah, that's what I was asking. What's the plan? So you have a place in mind, or are you just going on the street asking for food?
No, I actually have everything set up now. You know, everything will be on target now.
All right, very nice. So it was supposed to be a food truck this past Tuesday, and the guy canceled. That son of a bitch.
Right, he
Fucker.
canceled.
Well, you always. It is good to like. You should probably always have your mother-in-law as your backup.
Oh, I will.
Nice.
Believe me. If not, my wife.
Right on.
And what about yourself?
Plenty. Well, yeah, that's true.
I don't want to
myself,
have to
too.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I have to get up off the chair.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you had a good time doing that on Tuesday?
Yeah, I love doing that. I love doing that stuff.
Good.
You know, and for Felix too. You know,
Right.
That's another thing.
And yeah, it's nice to see him back, right?
What happened?
It's nice to see him back. You know, Felix, the guy
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
But that camera's awfully close to his face, don't you think?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
Not really.
I guess that's a
But I
personal.
think you
I
should
haven't seen
get different headphones.
Why? What's wrong with his headphones?
No, I think you should get something in the ear, just in the ear, and not those big headphones, I think.
Oh.
Nah, he's cool. He's all right. He's used to that. If he hears me now, he's going to call me up and say, "What the hell you doing out
That's
here
right.
with
You're fired.
me? You're done.
Yeah.
Get on the streets for sure now."
Yeah.
That's right.
Kick bricks.
What's going on this weekend? Anything good?
Not really.
Oh.
Go take that other call. Have a good weekend,
All
guys.
right, you too,
man.
Thanks, Joe.
Peace.
Take care. Bye.
Hello.
Hi, this is the ERC department with an urgent.
I don't know. I could have made that funny, I think.
Well, there's a recording. Oh. I thought you were serious. She got me. She was still more interesting than Stas. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You know, speaking of getting somebody to believe something. Oh, my God. My ears are so sweaty.
That's why I wipe the headphones down all the time.
My daughter, Daphne... They were going over the whole Titanic thing with the submarine and whatever, and I don't know, she conflated a couple of stories and convinced my wife that the Titanic wasn't actually the Titanic, that the lettering fell off and it was one of the sister ships, the Olympic. And Becca was like, "Really?" Like, it is a nightmare to live by me. It is a nightmare. It was a constant struggle of like, no, not really. But she seems so certain of it. I'm like, she is 9 and she's insane.
And I hope she never loses that insanity.
Oh yeah, no. We talk about it all the time because it is really just like this, the Lone Star tick thing.
When I married Lisa back in '98, there was the DJ put on some Irish music in the middle of the party.
Anybody tripped?
And we had a guy, one of our guests, this friend of ours, Tim, who's into he's Irish and he's into all that, into the music, into the culture. So he got up and he was doing like a little Irish jig or whatever you want to call it, and.
Drunk. He was drunk. You can just say that.
No. He actually wasn't. But so this girl was saying to me, "Wow, that he can really look at him go. I didn't know that he can do that." And I just turned to her and I go, "Well, I don't know if you knew this, but you know, when you dance like that, you're actually like depending on how you stand and when you kick yourself, you're actually telling a story,
like hula. It's
Irish
hula."
And she's like, "What?" I go, "Well, actually, he's telling a story right now."
I may use that.
Oh yeah, I in my head I'm like, "Oh my God, this is working!" Like I was so proud of myself. I'm like, "Oh yeah, right now he's telling the story of a little boy who lost his father and how he moved on."
Oh, you went in.
Totally went in.
Nice.
And she's looking at me.
Nice.
And I think I went a little bit further, but like I always do. Same with the leg. Every single person.
They really only had to take it at the ankle. I was like, "No, do the whole fucking thing."
We're gonna do this right. I always, tell everybody, shark, and I can never hold it in. I eventually start laughing and I blow it. But
yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
You can't do anything but blow it.
Just blew a tranny.
Yeah.
So all right. So Larry Russell's favorite mob movie is Goodfellas. Excuse me. Nick Cage is the same. Thank you, Carol. No range. Just saw Renfield. Awful, she says.
What about Peggy Sue Got Married?
Same thing. He just fit the role.
I'm going to his upper register.
Ugh.
Peggy Sue.
Oh, he's terrible.
Peggy Sue.
It actually makes me mad.
Mad.
When guys like him just when he.
I think he's actually got a lot of charm.
Ugh.
He may not be able to act, but man, is he charming.
That's one spoiler alert I will give you with this new Flash movie. They do show a scene from that unfinished Superman movie that he was making.
Wow, that's awesome.
Are you going to see this movie, Flash?
I will at some point. And it's funny. I see Carol Miners talking about seeing the trailer for Blue Beetle and thinking of me. That's funny. I was watching other videos, Carol, and thinking of you.
I saw the trailer too for Blue Beetle. I saw that too.
There's a psychological thing where, like my aunt Ann, when I was stationed in Minot, North Dakota, she was like, "I never heard of this fucking place," You get stationed there, and all of a sudden it's the coldest place in the United States every single day.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. But it's at that now you're going to see tons of Blue Beetle stuff, but you won't even see this is the third Blue Beetle. I am a second Blue Beetle fan, Ted Cord, and it's disappointing that I have a feeling they're going to have Ted Cord be a part of it and whatever, but not that anybody but me cares about that. I've never actually even met anybody else who's a Blue Beetle fan.
My son.
Is he?
I mean, I don't think he knows much about it, but I know he's excited about this movie.
Oh, he's excited about the movie. I'm talking about the character from the comics.
Yeah, he might be. I'm not sure.
And especially like in the 80s when I got into it. But
you want me to call him and ask him?
No.
Okay.
Because I don't think he wants to be called, hey, yeah, okay,
what? Blue Beetle?
Yeah.
You ever watch it? Yeah.
The trailer looks good. He's hilarious. Dude, did I tell you? Because like you had contacted me to ask me about using the office for them to film in.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And so he reached out to me, and so I said, yeah, just tell me the dates. During the day, here's the week off that we have, and whatever. Just let me know. And so he gets back to me. He goes, hey, listen, I'm really sorry, but we're not gonna.
Oh.
We're not gonna. And I go, listen, after some time and some therapy, I think I'll probably get over it. I just thought it was so funny. He was like, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, this is not a sorry situation. This is like a, hey, just so you heads up.
Yeah.
We're not going to need it, but thank you for.
Appreciate the professionalism.
It is a colloquial kind of turn of phrase. We do use sorry in a lot of places that shouldn't be used, and that to me that was one of them, and that's why whenever I hear that, that is my stock joke for when somebody says sorry for something. I go, you know what, I've a little time, maybe some therapy, I should be able to work my way out of this hole that you've put me into.
I don't know if I agree, because again, being professional, I think it totally fits.
No, it is a colloquial, like we use it, but it is completely unnecessary. And actually, like if you want to talk about syntax and whatever, it's inappropriate to use the word sorry in that situation, because you're apologizing for something that there was nothing that ever happened that you would apologize for. Like no need to apologize. Like no
sorry, I wasted your time.
No, see that's it. And it's not a waste. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not a waste of time because nothing happened. Like you reached out, I responded. It was literally
sorry to get your hopes up.
Yeah, that my fucking office can be featured in some Christian movie, right? Is that what is it?
Oh, is it?
I don't know. Where is he working now? Is it?
It's still the same production company, but
they do like Christian stuff or whatever, don't they?
I don't think it's limited to that.
Oh,
they've done.
They
stuff.
go beyond that.
I think if I'm not mistaken, the movie that they're about to film that
it's actually about a satanic cult.
I don't. Imagine. I don't think it has any. I don't think this has any.
It was funny because, like, in my head, I'm like, I guess I got to get rid of all those upside down crosses.
Well, first off, I can understand them wanting it because the Office was featured in Comic Sans, but I have figured out a reason why he said sorry, because Vivica Fox is in this movie, and. If I found out if there was a chance
he never brought that, you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't bring that up. So,
but it still works.
Try again, Tony Walker. Try again, Tony Walker.
I'm noticing the screen with the governor's logo.
And is it gonna go off and come back?
No, I'm just looking over there. That screen looks like it's fading, doesn't it?
It does look like it's fading.
I'm just kind of wondering what's going on. That other screen.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, that screen is faded. That's not
that you can't see. I mean, I could show you. I could put a camera on it.
Riveting stuff.
This is riveting stuff.
Tony's moving around. He's moving the camera over. He is aiming the camera.
Well, I'm turning it on first.
Oh, he's turning it on first to make sure he's got the shot. And I think we've successfully turned it on. Oh, he's done it. I
had to talk dirty to it, but it is now turned on.
He's coming back around to turn on that camera so you guys can see how faded it is.
Well, first,
there it is. There it is, folks. There it is.
No, they don't see it yet.
Faded. It is faded. It is much more faded than the other
Sorry. So all right. So you see this one.
A long national nightmare.
See how bright that is, and now look at this one
And
on
now
the
he
screen
will
over
move
there.
The shot over.
Look at that. It's faded, and especially in the bottom there.
He's faded. He's fat busted. Been jaded.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I've seen better days. That TV's seen better days.
Now that TV is to our left.
Did you catch the cobweb?
Where?
The single. It's a single line.
Where?
Probably new. It's,
I see it.
It goes
all right,
to
let me
the
see.
AC.
Let me see. No,
I think you're gonna be able to.
No,
That
you can't
light
see
is
it, right?
Really, yeah.
But now you got. Oh, I got it on the camera too. All right, so you can see both. So yeah, you got that one.
That
screen
one's
that's
completely
fading,
faded.
and
Holy shit!
That one's not working at all.
Remember when we tried to?
I'm going to hit you up again for some help with that one because we think it's the power cord.
Right.
Governors actually came to me. They're like, "When are you going to fix that damn TV?" I'm like, "Oh, all right, I'll get to work on that." So,
well, I thought it was more of a when are we gonna fix it?
So they said to me, well, I said that to them. I was like, well, I was a little snarky. I go, well, you got a power cord? And they go, actually, we do. I'm like, fuck. So
I hate when people call the bluff.
Yeah, exactly. So the closet next door, they have a bunch in there. So I went, but it's not. None of them are the right ones.
The power cord is in the closet.
The power cord came out of the closet,
Yeah.
was plugged in.
Yeah,
it didn't
work. Like
no,
plugging in.
They didn't. They wanted to be plugged.
Wasn't so into the plugging in.
None of the power cords were the right one, so I have to go get. But when
so you don't have a
That's
power
right.
cord.
But I haven't had the balls to say that. But yeah, eventually I have to get the power cord, and then I was thinking to myself, but then I gotta take the TV off the wall and I gotta plug it in.
Oh
It's
God,
like,
that's
I gotta
a
get
nightmare.
somebody in here, and then I'm like, oh, Andy's in here on Fridays. I'll ask Andy.
Yeah, I'm like the laziest person in the face of the earth.
No, you're not. You spent an hour on that back door that day. That's not
Was
laziness.
that an hour?
Oh,
No,
it was.
That's OCD.
Well, true.
I feel like I almost had it. I mean, I was
You
getting.
did almost have it,
Yeah,
yes.
if I had like one more tool, I would have gotten it open.
Let's see what's cooking here. Fremder, bring sanitizer with you. The streets are covered with staz. Carol, saw a oh, we said that already.
Yeah.
Vanishing Submarine sounds like a David Copperfield whoops. There's actually 2 Blue Beetles because Ringo and McCartney are still alive. Well, all right. Well, I'll appreciate that
So
comment.
are we going to call them
It's-
pink beetles? We've got 2 pink or skin tone beetles, white beetles.
live Beatles?
I hate saying skin tone. I should always get away from that because skin tone. There are many skin tones. So.
But I'll take the segue because that's one of the things I was
Hey
going to
now.
mention. The
Hey now.
Beatles have announced they're putting out their final song
Oh right, I remember you.
using
Didn't you say
AI.
that?
Did I bring this up already?
Or maybe I heard it on Howard Stern.
Oh,
I don't know. I get
probably.
you guys confused all the time.
Well, we used to get Marianne from Brooklyn used to call here.
Well, I remember she called me when his book came out, and she goes,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, what's up?" Which was fantastic, Marianne. I know you're not listening.
Yeah,
So
she
go
hasn't
fuck
called.
yourself.
Yeah, she hasn't called since.
No.
Yeah, the Beatles are putting out their final song, and I'm glad because I've checked out as a big music buff. I've checked out a lot of this AI stuff, like on YouTube. There's a ton of AI, and it's awful, and it doesn't sound good. And when it's like there's people using AI. Like they'll take because Paul McCartney, I mean, the guy's 81 years old.
Right.
He can't sing anymore. His
No.
voice is shot.
No, but he's still like
So-
everybody's uncle now.
But people have put out. They're using AI technology. Songs that he's put out in the past few years with his bad voice. People are using AI technology to make his voice sound
fill
younger.
in, right.
Those sound good, and it sounds like him, and it does, in my opinion, it enhances the song. But they're also taking Paul McCartney sings My Life by Billy Joel, and it doesn't sound like him. It's stupid. It's
Right.
bad. But when they do something AI with that person's song, with that person singing, still it kind of works out. People have put together some reunion. Fake Beatle reunion songs. Some of them have sound really good, but this is good because they're not using AI technology to come up with a Lennon vocal. This is stuff they took a Lennon demo that he never finished. Him and McCartney, Ringo, and Harrison worked on it years ago. They just
Right.
never finished it, and they never went further with it. The AI is now just cleaning it all up
Finishing it up. Yeah.
and and they're putting the finishing touches on it. So it is a true Beatles song. So
Cool.
yeah, I think that's kind of cool. And I do like the idea of AI for stuff like that.
Right.
You can clean.
Well, that
certain
means
things
Tupac's got like 8 more albums coming out, probably.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure, and I think that's what I'm saying. I think that's kind of cool. That
we got it.
right.
Yeah, thanks.
Michael the Joke Explainer, you are not.
No.
And
I think it wasn't that pre-Fremder.
Was that pre-Fremder?
I think it was.
It might have been, but he's been around for a while, Fremder.
Yeah, no.
You don't think they interloped at all?
It's possible, but
you think they're the same person?
No.
Yeah, definitely.
God, no. Oh, God, I'm sorry, Michael the Joke Explainer, if you happen to be fucking watching.
I'm not sorry. That guy pisses me off. I keep forgetting to cancel. That guy's still getting $5 a month out of me.
Keep forgetting to cancel. He's like your gym membership.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I signed up to his Patreon. It's got to be, 2 years at least since he's called in.
I wonder if you back out, all of a sudden he'll call up and be like, what the fuck? Like, he'll be angry at you? That'd be hilarious.
Well, I must have told you, right? That guy, because he would never tell me when he was calling.
Right.
He would just call. Sometimes if we had a guest in here, I wouldn't take the call, or sometimes we were on the phone talking to somebody else.
I just have a picture every Wednesday him being calling.
We didn't. It was never officially set.
No, but recently, I'm just saying.
Yeah, imagine
the last year he's been.
So he's mad at me for not answering.
Fucking asshole.
But he used to do that. He would send me nasty emails. When I fucking call, you fucking answer. I didn't. I take the time to prepare. You don't fuck
Right.
capitals and exclamation points and curses. Like, hey, take it easy, pal. But
well, just because Carol brings something up that's actually very in the news right now. Why has no one mentioned the ring match announced by Zuckerberg and Bezos? I think that was not Bezos. That was Musk. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
And it's because it's not.
This is a real thing?
Yeah, it's not nice to have like special needs people fight each other like that. It's wrong. No, I mean that actually completely serious. Like these guys have no social. Like they don't have.
Oh, Zuckerberg is on some.
Apparently Zuckerberg and Musk are going back and forth.
No.
Something.
And I knew Musk actually has it, like a diagnosis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but Zuckerberg
does too.
Well, he's. I don't know if he does have an.
I don't know,
but I it's one of the, and I should probably take that back because it might be one of those like almost like Mandela effect things where so many people have said that because he's like he is very not
awkward.
Yeah, like has a lot of let's say has a lot of behaviors that appear like they would show up on the spectrum.
Okay. I am proud to say I don't know much about either one of these guys. So, what is this? They're both on the spectrum, says Carol. Okay. So what is this about? Why is this happening? Is this a charity thing? Or are they fighting over something?
My wife briefly mentioned it to me this morning. It's on CBS this morning.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
All right, Carol, what do you know about this?
It's kind of like the Titanic thing, like where I really wasn't paying attention. And to be honest, the best take I heard on the Titanic thing, Jason Pellini last night, he was the only one who really did like topical humor. It unfortunately didn't hit.
You were at the Long Island Laugh-Off last night.
Yeah. And Pellini said, this is not even really a joke. It is kind of like a kind of moment. He said like how incredible it is that the Titanic has claimed 5 more lives 100 years after it sank and all those people died. Like it is kind of like a wow.
Right. Yeah.
5 more people to the death toll.
Right. So Carol, tell us what this whole thing is about with Musk and Zuckerberg and why this is happening.
We'll wait.
No. In the meantime, we're going to fight. Because I'm joking, but
I'm now fucking amped up. Like you're going to get hit no matter what.
That'd be cool. You don't. I tried to talk about it yesterday. I really didn't get anywhere on it, but the people making jokes about the submarine tragedy.
Right. So, guess what? That's how people deal with shit like this. It's the world. Like, whether you want to accept it, well, then just, okay, you didn't like it, move on.
Oh, yeah.
But making a joke out of things, like, this is, it's what people do. Like, you go back to Gilbert. Too soon. The origin of the whole concept of too soon. There's no such thing as too soon. And especially when it comes to comedy. Like comedians doing it. Oh, wow.
Oh.
That's an aggressive. I like that.
Blew
You
up
keep
my-
that in your pants?
Hey.
Nice.
I think it's spam.
Okay.
It's spam day.
Spam? I love spam. Spam, 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 spam.
Knocked
spam,
off my YouTube
spam,
connection.
Spam, spam. Spammity,
there it is.
spam, 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 spam.
Carol says she heard about it this morning and thought it was the most moronic thing ever. Yeah, but but give us the details. Like, why is this happening?
That helped.
Yeah. Why are they having a cage match? Like, what is
Cage match?
I don't know. Is it a cage match? Is it a boxing match? I don't even know.
You went to cage match.
A street fight. I
Like
have
that's
no idea.
what you want, but it's like we're in the inner mind of fucking Tony Walker. It's like I want to see these two billionaires fuck each other up in a cage. Like that's
that's
where your
not
mind
what,
went to.
That's
I have no clue what it is.
Oh, for some reason I thought that's what they were doing. Mabel of merged companies and B. Zuckermusk.
Mabel of merged companies. Mabel.
Mashup of merged companies.
Mabel of merged companies.
Oh, and then he removed it.
You pussy. You should have fucking leaned into that. Like, well, you morons don't understand what I said. It's all English words. Just not put together in any kind of order that makes any kind of sense whatsoever.
The Teslas don't come with that new car smell, but they do have a bit of an Elon Musk.
Keep going, Fremder.
I like the mistaken one better. So, Long Island Laugh-Off. I got to apologize to Brandon Lakaruba. I did not make it last night to the Broken Mic. God, I hope it went well.
And he had invited me, and it was very nice. And I actually initially was like, was going to do it, but then I remembered that I had told all the guys the mic that I go to. Half of them were on the other one at McGuire's. Half of them were on this one. And as much as like opportunity-wise, it's like a cool, like branded, definitely that was super fucking cool, and I really appreciate that. But like to me, there are so many forces in comedy that are trying to internal and some external that try to keep us from being a community, that try to like prey upon the cracks and divisions and make them broader and bigger and make people hate them. I like to take as many opportunities as I can to foster the community, to do things that, like I took a bunch of pictures of a bunch of the guys that I know and I sent them to them over Messenger. Because, it's kind of a big deal. And it's not something that you're thinking about to do. Like, nobody asked me to because nobody thought of it. Because they're so focused on doing their act. But you got a full crowd. It's so hard to get pictures. Like, I find this with Billy, like some of the shows that we do, where there's, like, not a lot of people, and people don't like to sit up front. To get a picture of Billy, those people, and like at McGuire's or here or the gig, any governor's stage, to have that governor's logo in the back, and with which stage it is. It's something we all want to have that we can put on our social media.
Right.
It does mean something.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, everybody will make a joke out of it. If I were to be like, it means something. It'd be like, oh yeah, it means I'm a fucking poser. Like, they'll try to make light of it, but it truly, like on emotional, whatever, real level. So I had promised those guys I was going to be there. I was going to be there.
Yep.
So thank you, Brandon, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get here. I bought tickets. I really wanted to get here. I really hope it went well so he can do more of them. Yeah, Carol says about Zuckerberg, two of the Bay Areas and the world's highest profile tech billionaires have agreed to fight each other in a cage match. So I was on a cage match. About Zuckerberg's plan to start a rival service called Threads on his Meta platform. Meta.
Let's call the whole thing off.
From the San Francisco Chronicle. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you very much.
So, what? So Threads is like going to be like a rival of Twitter?
Probably.
Oh, okay. So what? And then if he loses this cage match, he's not going to start this thing called Threads?
I threaded. He sent a thread.
Well,
no, because you can't do that because thread already means something.
So it'll change. I mean, so many words have changed in the social media realm.
No, but thread is always something, already means something in the social media world.
I hear you. Maybe that's probably why he's calling it that.
Yeah.
Hey, 15 years ago, would you have said I tweeted?
Yeah, but it was outside.
No, I understand that.
It wasn't part of that. That's why
I'm just saying it'll be the new norm.
Like
it'll
Trump's
become the
thing
norm.
is the truth. Like he truthed, and like it's so awkward. Truth. I said the truth out. I lost all my truth.
All I want for Christmas is my
truth. Like it's like you have to like this is something, and even like I played you that voice note from last night when Billy and I got high and trying to come up with shit.
Yeah,
and I and it's something I've been talking about on a greater level, where like words kind of in my brain have like a shape, you know, and like certain words, and it's been proven by linguists all over the world that like the k sound, like in comedy, like you'll. If you're ever in the green room and somebody has like a new joke or whatever, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's so good," because he gets like a double k, there's a p and a k.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like they're like those are funny sounds.
Yes.
Like they tell you that this is the punchline kind of thing.
Right.
But like words like truth. As soon as you do that, you can't pluralize that.
Right.
I mean, you can. Truths.
Yeah.
But it becomes an awkward. You got to go from.
Ruffles have ridges. That's the truth.
It's the truth. Those are the truths. Like even Sean Connery would have a hard time with that. You know?
Well, because he's dead.
Mainly, yes. He has no lips anymore, I'm sure.
I tweet on people's Facebook, says Fremder.
Yeah, you do.
All right. It's time to go. What do you got this weekend? Well,
hopefully tonight.
Yeah,
hey, listen,
McGuire's.
like if you're actually in the area, please come and buy a ticket or make a reservation. And don't come. I don't care. Just get a ticket. But really, it's a good show. Like if you actually look at it, I only don't like one of the people on the show. No, I'm only kidding. There's way more I don't like on that show. But it's like here's the trifecta. You get Alex Bradley hosting, and Alex is, as Billy Geyer says, Alex Bradley is the future of comedy. Billy Geyer's on the show. I'm on the show. Emily Santos is featuring. I don't get to see Emily as often as I like to, so I'm super happy. And please buy tickets so it's not canceled.
Courtney Otero, Tim Saliani is on it too, isn't he?
Oh yeah, no, Tim, yeah. and hopefully Tim comes. Like I know because he's been a little all over the place, but I really do want to see him, and I really want to hang. And yeah, Tim's great.
There's also a Pride show in the Giggle Room this weekend. Nikki Smiggs is headlining in the main club here this weekend. Rob Falcone is at the brokerage this weekend. Dan LaRocca will be here at some point. Janelle Hamster, Brian Paul.
He's on that with us.
Oh, that's the one he's on? Yep. Okay. Lots of great stuff going on the Governor's Comedy Club stages this weekend. Go to govs.com, make your reservations, see their full schedule. That's right.
Buy the tickets if you want to live.
Knockem Dead Comedy, we're doing a private. I did a private. A lot of traveling for Knockem Dead Comedy this week. I was up in Saratoga on Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll be in Connecticut for private gigs.
Nice.
So yeah. So we're happy about that. So no green room this week because I'll be in Connecticut. I'm hoping the following week we can finally get Don back and hopefully get some Conversations back and all that good stuff.
Yeah, if he's done messing around with.
All this wedding stuff.
Lady thing.
All right, you're married, you're in love, blah, blah, blah.
How gay is that, Don? You got married to a girl. So gay.
Go to McGuire's, go see Chris. Congratulations, Vicky. You're going to see Chris Monty tomorrow. Sunday you're going. So lots of great stuff. So Monday, Vicky will be in here with me. Tuesday, I think Carrie McQuaid. Then you'll be back next Friday.
And Brandon will be on Thursday.
Brandon will be back on Thursday. Sometime in July, I got Tiag is coming back. We got all sorts of stuff going on.
Tiag. That sounds like a time traveling caveman.
His name is Tim.
Tiag will be here. I am Tiag. I am here for comedy.
Tiag.
Tiag comedy.
All right, we're out. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you later.
Peace.
What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy Murder Mystery Show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. You had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knockem Dead Comedy for your event today. What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy murder mystery show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. You had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more.